All right, hey guys. Start of our live stream. Go ahead and get this guy all situated. As you can see, I've used this guy at work. Just gonna kind of get this guy all set up, and then we'll get to sharpening. I like to tape up the knife when I'm using the Edge Pro system. It's probably a little too much. I stropped this guy so it's sharp, but I need to get another edge on it for testing. Maybe not as sharp as I thought. There we go. What I do is I just do a little closer to the edge there. We're gonna trim that up a little bit. I'm gonna go grab my Victorinox real quick. That's one thing I religiously use the scissors for on my Victorinox. Huh? No one's in yet, but this is a pretty spontaneous thing, so I'm not too worried about it. Hey, we got one more person in here. How you doing? We're going to be doing a little sharpening today. I'm just kind of getting everything situated. I'm going to be sharpening some M4 from BGM knives. So when I use the Edge Pro, I like to kind of tape it off first, and it prevents me from kind of marring it all up. Let me grab my laptop so I'm able to actually talk to you guys. Sorry about my voice. I'm recovering from COVID. All right, gonna go get my laptop. How's everyone doing, though? If you're able to, let me know what you guys are carrying. I got this guy in today, which is the Hogue Deca and Magna Cut. So if you guys are excited about Magna Cut, that'll be making an appearance on the channel. Today should be pretty quick, though, sharpening this up. M4 takes a really nice edge, and it takes it really quickly. Of course, I do the Sharpie trick. It's a pretty elementary trick, but boy, does it work. How you doing, Blame Dexter? It's been a while since I've talked to you. It's been a while since I've been on Metal Complex's server. Okay. Let's get this puppy open, and then I'm able to talk to you guys while we do some sharpening. Now's also a good time to grab a nice beverage if you guys have one. Get it open, enjoy it. But yeah, we'll just be sharpening some M4 today. I'm going to be using the Venev stones. So if you guys are curious how those do, you'll be able to see those in action today. And you'll be able to see how I sharpen using the Edge Pro system. Oh, for those of you guys wondering who put that comment down in the comments, that's my wife, Audrey. She's showing her support. All right, let's get started on some M4, guys. Okay, so trick I like to do, just getting my jaws situated here. I like to go as far back as possible. See, maybe if I loosen it up a little more. There we go. Okay, let's see. There looks pretty good. I'm able to get a good amount of support, it looks like, on either side. All right, we're gonna see what that falls at. Taking a sip of my drink. I gotta stay hydrated or my voice gets even worse. But yeah, for those of you wondering how I did with COVID, I had every single imaginable symptom. I had them all. My body was like, "Well, you get to try them all." All right, we're gonna start off with 150 because I already have a bevel on this guy, so we're really just show you guys there. It's me putting it in. All right, and then we just need to get a little bit of water on this guy, and we're good to go. Okay. Way I like to do it is I just take my fingers and I dip them in a glass of water, and then I do a little bit of this. I get a little intimate there with the stones. Okay. So they're looking pretty hydrated. I'm gonna drop this down a little bit, and then we're gonna get to sharpening. Okay, we're gonna see how it does there. I think it's definitely gonna be way too high, but we'll see. Actually, that's about perfect. That's about perfect on there. Let's see where we're at using our angle cube. Turn that bad boy on. Those of you just starting, what you guys got on you today? What are you guys carrying? I like seeing what you guys have. All right, zero that out. We are at, for those of you watching at home, we are at 3.25. We're at 3.25, all right? So, I told John about this live stream, so hopefully he pops in. I just let him know I'd be sharpening his M4. If he is here, say hi. Sorry if I bumped this, but these guided systems are kind of hard to do with the way I do my filming. But the thing I like about this javelin, and it's been just a blast to carry. Oh yeah, look at that. We already got a burr raised up. Okay, so I need to mark these, as I probably should have done before I started sharpening. These just help me reset. So when I go to reset after going to the other side, I'll be good. So pop this bad boy off. Okay. It's looking, yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Let's get a little more water on this guy. Got to keep these, they're thirsty. These stones are thirsty, that's for sure. Okay. A little bit of a micro bevel, but it should be fine. This M4 from John, it does take a very good edge. I remember from the first time sharpening it. It takes a beautiful edge. And I remember it just jumped back and forth. An LMAX pair too, I ended up actually grabbing one of those when they first came out. I have yet to carry it, but You know, I've been carrying steels for you guys and seeing how they do, so it's really no biggie. Oh, you can. I didn't notice how red, how red that towel was until like 2 seconds ago. Sorry for everyone who's seen how messy that is. Might be bothering those of us who are clean freaks, eh? Okay. Oh yeah, it already hopped back over. Okay, we're gonna mark this and then hop back to the other side. We'll move up the grit, and I mean, I don't think this is gonna take too terribly long, guys. I think this is gonna be a nice little sharpening session. Feel free to ask me any questions while I'm doing this, why I do what I do, anything like that. Shoot it out there. More than willing to answer your guys' questions. Okay, we're gonna do the 240 and the 400 now. I have a wicked edge, but I feel limited by it sometimes. So I'm actually using a Hapstone sharpener. I'm using a Hapstone, and this is their magnetic one. All right, so we're gonna start with the 240. So this is the Hapstone is able to take like a whole bunch of different stone types, Keith. So it's pretty good. Oh, are you the Keith who sent in the quiet carry waypoint? Is that you by chance? Because if so, thank you. I got that. I got that. Oh yeah. Hey, thanks. You want me to sharpen it up before I send it back to you? I have no problem throwing an edge on that bad boy. Yeah, I actually really liked it. You should see a video popping up here pretty soon about it. I really, really enjoyed it. Thanks for sending that in. It actually quite surprised me how thin it was. I really liked it. Yeah, I'll be sure to throw it. Do you want it like a polished edge or kind of toothy? I can throw a not super polished, but I can do like a 1200 Vinev if you want that on there, or I can leave it nice and toothy. It seems like it takes a nice toothy edge though, from what I felt from those edges you put on there. Yeah, it definitely made me want to take a look at the drift. Okay. Pop this buddy over to the 1200 would be good. Okay. And the Vinev 1200 is kind of it's more like a 2500. So it'll be more polished, but if that's what you're going for, it'll look pretty good. Yeah, there is a Spyderco reveal going on tomorrow. You guys gonna look at that? I'm definitely dying to know what's in there. I saw that on shoot, who's it that I follow? Thomas Somore is who I saw it on. The guy who's in charge of the hold on. What were we at before? It was I think it was 2.3 or 3.2. Sorry, it's slit. Sometimes these slit. No, I gotta wait 7 months for the pre-order. What'd you miss out on? What you missed out on, Blame Dexter? I know I missed out on a GEC. I got it in my cart. I was all ready to go. I went to go pay, and then they were like, "We're not able to take your payment because this is no longer in stock." Winterblade. Oh, the one that Metal Complex is freaking out about. That one of the unique like magnetic opening D10 or whatever. Those ones looked cool. Like they definitely kind of piqued my interest. I think that's the one that Metal Complex has been showing a lot on his channel. That Winter Blade Co. Right? It's got the magnetic detent. Yeah, I know what it's like to miss out on. I've missed out on a couple. I'm normally pretty good about getting there on time and getting it. But I have missed out on a couple drops, and it never feels good because like you get your hopes up, and then you're like crashed. I almost missed out on this guy. This is the MagnaCut Deca. It's definitely like look at this, guys. It definitely flexes more than the Bug Out. Like, you definitely get this because of the MagnaCut. That's why you get this knife, is for the MagnaCut. Yeah, so you guys are going to see that MagnaCut on the channel. I'll probably compare it to that Vanex that you sent in, Keith. Yeah, I'm probably going to compare it to that MagnaCut you sent in. I mean, it's to that Vanex, just to see how it, if not, maybe just do like a cardboard test between the two. Maybe not a carry, but a cardboard test, because I want to carry some S90V. You know, I hear all this stuff about S90V, and I just don't have enough experience with it. So I need to build my experience with some S90V and let you guys know how it does. Because I like doing the steel carries. I'm able to carry a bunch of my different knives, but focus on a steel, so I'm still able to accomplish something, you know? Like, I'm able to feel like I accomplished something, but I'm also able to carry a bunch of my different knives, you know? Okay, I think we're about to move up the grit, guys. Yeah, that bird just... Man, this stuff that John put out, this M4, he did a really good job with it, and it's just... It's definitely professional heat treat that he put on this guy. Okay, let's hop to the... What are we on? We're going to do the 400 now. I'm probably going to do a more polished edge. I probably won't go all the way to 1200, but I'm going to do the 800, I'm pretty sure. Did you sell them all, Keith? Sell them all off? I just sold a whole bunch of knives recently. You did? Yeah, I sold like maybe $800 in knives the other day. It felt good though. I was sick with COVID and just I didn't have really anything else to do, and so I put those knives up for sale. Wow, you had the 20 CP? Wow, that's really cool. That was one of the first, if I remember correctly, that's one of the first sprint runs they did, right? In that knife was the 20 CP. Oh yeah, nice big burr raised up on that guy. Yeah, that's really cool. Oh yeah, that is because PM2 came out, what, 2010? I wonder what those go for now. What do you think, like $400? Yeah, it can be exhausting keeping up with all the sprints. I just I only buy them now if it's a steel I need. Like, I didn't buy the Shaman in M4. I had one in M4 and was just... I don't know. I have the crew wear, you know? The crew wear Shamans, and those are really all I need. And then for stainless, I have the XHP. Man, $500 for a PM2? There's no offense, but I don't think there's any way I'd pay that. If someone asked that much for me for a PM2, I'd be like, don't let the door hit you on the way out. You've heard it all before? Alright guys, I think we're about to move up to our last grit. Oh yeah, the crazy amount to pay. You were really going for it though, weren't you? Were you one of those guys who tried to collect them all? Yeah, I bet you did get your money back. Some of those probably jumped in value while you had them. Okay, we're gonna go to the... We're gonna go to 800 now. The 392s, those are the Hinderer, right? Those are the Hinderer collaboration. Those are back when you used to like custom order them from ZT, right? The Eclipse, basically. Okay. Because that's their Warncliffe one, right? Like you could get the Warncliffe and so forth. Yeah, factory, like how Benchmade does, right, with their factory customs. Oh. That will happen sometimes if you guys just saw that. It doesn't, I've never had it damage the edge. It just always shoots the stone out. Keeps you on your toes a little bit. Yeah, they really haven't. I mean, like, some of the Kershaws they've done sprints with, but they haven't really done anything. Nothing really exciting either has come out of ZT in a while, you know? Nothing that really just, like, gets me excited. Kershaw's starting to do their sprint runs again, though, and that might be interesting. You guys hear that? Which one was the 0500 again? Got a tie. Yeah, was that one an exclusive, or was that one a sprint, that highball? I'm hoping they do more sprints with the Blur or the Link, actually. The Link or the Dividend would be a really cool one to see a sprint in, considering they've, like, discontinued a lot of the other ones. Who was it? Was that the Knife Center one, the highball? Oh, it was? Had an M390. Yeah, yeah, I remember the Dividend they did M390. I wasn't able to get one of those though. Kershaw doesn't do the best heat treatment on M390, but it's not the worst. You know, I'm kind of on the anti M390 train. I think there's so many better steels, like tool steels and such, that you can experience. And just the price that you get for all this subpar heat-treated M390 just drives me insane. And a lot of the Chinese stuff just, like, you get ripped off, I think. And I don't like seeing people get ripped off. It's just not really worth the money. You know? Like, I'd rather take... Over most of this 20CV that's on the market, I would just take a good heat-treated S30V. I know what to expect from it. Yeah, it's totally saturated, and so many, like, titanium flippers with M390. You know what I mean? Like, what's the next titanium and M390 knife? Like, it's just a total hype train. It drives me crazy. Like, I'd kill to see more tool steels, you know what I mean? Like, more crew wear. Like, you give me... Instead of maybe titanium and M390, give me some G10 and some crew wear, and I will love you to the day that I die. You know what I mean? Just give me like a good usable handle material, because my knives aren't look pieces. You know, like I use them at work every day. So I don't need them to look cool with some bougie titanium. Yeah, G10 is one of the best handle materials out there. That or some micarta. With screws. Yeah, D-Life. You're right on, man. That would be sweet. I know Gerald would probably like that. Gerald from Outpost 76. He'd love a Mannix and crew wear with the lightweight. Yeah, exactly. Nothing wrong with G10. It's good to see you, Shredder. How you been? Haven't talked to you in a little bit. You guys doing all right? Yeah, man. Go grab a drink. Enjoy yourself. Oh, yeah. Are you guys at your busy season there in Yosemite? All right. I'm going to do a little bit more here. Oh, wow. Yosemite is probably beautiful this time of year. I need to go. One of my favorite songs is about Yosemite. It's called In the Shadow of the Valley. It's by, I think his name is Bo Burham. It's called In the Shadow of the Valley. It's a pretty good song. Actually, I used it on one of my shorts. It's probably on one of my YouTube shorts, to be honest. Okay, we need to hit it a little more on the other side. I think a couple more light strokes. And then I need to do the strop. And I think we're golden after that, guys. Hey, how you doing, John? Good to see you in here. I was hoping you'd pop in. This M4 is taking a really nice edge. I'll show you guys on some paper. I might have some newspaper lying around that we can get a good shot on there for John, so you can see his handiwork. All right. Those of you who don't know, my wife just stared at me on the other side of the camera.
Trying to make food.
You guys can probably hear her there in the background. I've been actually using this guy a lot for food prep. Helped my wife a couple times cook, and then making some fruit salad, trying to test that corrosion resistance for you, John. Okay. I think a couple of light strokes. It just keeps hopping back. That's the thing sometimes when you get a steel that's super easy to sharpen, you can overdo it when you're trying to bounce those burrs back. Okay. I'm going to grab my strop real quick. I'm going to grab my 1 micron, and I think that's going to be it, guys. I think, and I haven't even been sharpening for the full 10 or full 30. Okay, so we got our strop. I'm going to finish this guy off. Okay. So that, in case you guys were wondering, that stone that I was just on is a 7 to 5 micron, as listed by Venev. And so, oh. Hey. In case you guys were wondering, that was a dog. Okay. Oh my. Are you able to put her in the room, babe? Okay. I don't know. It's some kind of mix. It's like a Dobson Beagle mix. So it kind of looks like a wiener dog. And she's like 40 pounds, I think.
Luna?
Yeah.
She's 45.
45 pounds, right? She's a Beagle Dobson mix or Dachshund.
We just know she's part Beagle. She's really short though.
Yeah.
Maybe like a foot tall or less.
Nice and long. I have tried Gunny Juice. I don't have any of their super like fine stuff. I have their more coarser stuff. I think I have all the way to 6 micron from them. I have all the way from 6 micron. All right. I think we're almost there, gents. Get a nice polish on this guy. Sharpens very nicely though, John, in case you were wondering. It feels very, very good on the stones. The Nev just does a very good job on them. In case you are wondering, this is 62 to 63 M4 heat treated by John of BGM Knives. You guys probably see him down there in the chat. Okay. We're going to do a little bit more on this side here, and then I think we're good. If it really comes to it, we can finish on 0.5. Why denim? It's just what I found works for me. You could use leather. It's just what I got. I have this set up from, just to show you guys, I have this set up from Chef's Knives to Go. And then I bought the denim strops from them. And then I have this, I just use a spray for the denim. I find it's really easy to apply and it just works for me. But leather is more than fine. And I think the denim's just a little cheaper too. It's nowhere near like a performance setup, you know what I mean? But it works, and it works for me. That's the thing about sharpening is you just need to find what works for you and stick with it. You guys hear that bite? Here, I'll hold it close to the mic. You guys hear that? Yeah, so the best thing for forced patina is going to probably be vinegar. I found that vinegar works the best. Like white vinegar or mustard. But mustard will kind of put a bluish tint on there. If you're going for more of a gray, you could do ferric chloride. I can show you if you want to see what ferric chloride looks like. It lasts forever too. It's such strong stuff. I use it on a lot of my stainlesses when I do my mod work. I put it on stainlesses. You could strop it afterwards and probably be fine. Ferric chloride will destroy the edge. Yeah, do you use ferric chloride, John? I find it works super well. It lasts forever. Yeah, rust will dull it. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's what I do is I mix mine with water. Let's see how it does on these hairs. Well, let's say that's it, guys. Let's see how it does on some paper. I'm gonna go grab some copier paper. With this really thin hollow grind from John, though, should rip. And for the ferric chloride, I think I do a 1 to 2 ratio. So I do 3 parts, 1 part ferric chloride, and then 2 parts water. All right, guys. Let's see how this thing rips through paper. Sheet of paper, knife. Oh. Might help if I remove the tape. But yeah, John, this little knife here has been perfect for EDC. I just clip it onto my pocket with the ulti clip. I've never done bluing before, but I know it's another chemical process. Look at that. You guys see that? It caught a little edge of the paper, and then it was so sharp that it went with it. That's awesome. So keep in mind, this was just like a real... This is just like a touch-up, John. I'd stropped it, and it was already kind of... It was basically sharp, but I'm just going to... I went to put another edge on here that was kind of polished to see how it would do. So I did a toothy edge around a 400. 400 Venev, which is about 1,000 grit, okay? Oh. There we go. If I'm able to get a part where it's... That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And no doubt the thin geometry that this thing already has is helping it. So you guys can kind of see that glint on the edge there. So 5 to 7 micron, if I'm not mistaken, is like a 1,500 to 2,000 grit. There's a little grit converter that you can do online. But this guy's nice. That M4, it just takes such a nice edge. And it holds that razor edge for the longest time. And it's still kind of toothy, too, at that higher grit. Definitely not as toothy as when I started from the 1 micron, but it's definitely there. Um, let's see. I think it needed one more. Yeah, gun coat is another alternative, although do keep in mind that stuff like that wears off. The funny enough, a natural oxide coating, like what you get when you do something like ferric chloride, when compared to a coating such as this is from Cerakote themselves. When compared to a coating like Cerakote, um, black black oxide per millimeter is the second most effective coating. So according to Cerakote, they themselves say that per millimeter, black oxide is one of the most wear resistant coatings. So I'd say doing a natural kind of like ferric chloride dip or anything like that is going to be awesome. So yeah, guys, this M4 from John sharpens beautifully. I would say slightly better than the Benchmade stuff, which M4 in general sharpens very nicely. But John, you did a great. If you're wondering how you did on the heat treat, you did very good. It definitely lasts about as long as the Benchmade M4. It lasts about as long as the Benchmade M4, but I will say that I think it machines better. So, I think there's just one. There's this one burr I can feel. It's very small. There you go. That got it. All right, put this guy back in the sheath. Is there anything you guys wanted to talk about before I head out? Maybe any questions you got? Maybe any requests? Anything like that? If you guys are wondering what my setup was, it was the Vinev Ursa stones. I went all the way from 150 all the way to the 800. It was on the Hapstone M3. And then I stropped using 1 micron diamond spray from Chef's Knives to Go on one of their denim strops. And I was working on M4 that should be from 62 to 63. At least that's what the card said when John sent it to me. So, and I mean, it feels pretty similar to the Benchmade stuff, if not a little more corrosion resistant. And I think it sharpens a little better. So, but yeah. You guys will probably see more videos on this guy. The Tormek. Is it the angle guides on it that are messing you up? Yeah, for strops, I actually recommend Gunny Glide, and then get yourself a good leather strop. Grit-O-Matic sells these little bricks like this that are double-sided. Yeah. Grit-O-Matic also makes some little like to-go strops that you could do too that would work pretty good. And then what I would do is I would do 9 micron on one side and then 1 micron on the other. And that would be a perfect strop setup. Because 9 micron, if you decide to do a toothier edge, is more than fine. And then you can finish on the 1 micron. Or if you do a more polished edge, you could finish on something like 1 or half micron. Those are what I would recommend. Because those little pocket strops, you can just throw in your pocket and go. I think with the, did you do CBN, John, or the diamond? Because if it's CBN, you might have to dress it so that it feels better. You might have to dress it, or it just needs to wear in. Yeah, I think they come with like I think they come with a CBN wheel. It might need to break in. I know with like diamond plates and stuff like that, they have a break-in period. Like the diamond plates that I got with this guy, the TS Prof. Oh my gosh, they were so aggressive when I first got them. Like you would touch it to the knife and then a burr would be raised to the other side. It was insane. They broke in over time. You know, and your other wheel is probably pretty broken in too. Yeah, like the wheel that you use all the time for like your regrinds and stuff is probably just super worn in. So it's like having a favorite place on the couch. You know, when you go to sit down on your spot on the couch and you're like, yeah, this is my spot. And then someone's in your spot and you go to sit on a different part of the couch and you're like, there's something wrong about this. That's probably a little bit what's going on. You know, you're used to the way that the other one feels. Yeah, exactly. And Chris, how's the M4 been going? Still on the first knife? No, actually, my first knife was the Benchmade bug out. And then I used this guy for a couple days. Actually, one day of very heavy use, and it stood up pretty well. And then I took a break until I could sharpen it. And I've actually been carrying my Gale Bradley in M4, but I'm going to start carrying this guy tomorrow some more. Yeah, M4 should strop really well, but even better, Sons of Liberty. What you should do, just go ahead and get rid of that factory edge. Just go ahead, because M4, yeah, depending on what temperature they temper it at, like if they do a higher temper, it will be more resistant to burning. But you just want to remove that burnt steel from the factory, because that M4 that I had from Benchmade and that Gale Bradley was definitely burnt. And after the first or second sharpening with M4, you tend to get to the good stuff. And so I cannot recommend sharpening the factory edge away enough. Like if you only ever did one thing to your knives, like you didn't tighten screws or anything like that, it would be to sharpen the factory edge off. Don't be afraid. You can always get it reground. Like there were a couple knives I sent John where the bevels were huge. You remember that Rex 45 I sent you, John, to have reground? The bevels were kind of getting big on that one. That's why I sent that one in. And then that crewware I sent you in? Yeah. So that crewware I sent you in too, that was a second hand, and the guy before me had just massacred the tip on it. Like it was just gone. So that's why I sent that other crewware into you. So Chris, 90% of all factory knives are going to have a burnt edge. 90%. That's just... Yeah, and a lot of the bevels are going to be huge because they're just so thick behind the edge. But Chris, 90% of factory knives are going to have burnt edges, whether it's Chris Reeve or Hinderer or Spartan Knives or Civivi or Kaiser or Spyderco or Benchmade. They're going to have burnt edges. I can't tell you how many factory edges I've sharpened to where it's just a son of a bitch to get that burr off. And it's just because it's burnt steel. But once you get past those 2 to 3 sharpenings, you're to the good steel. Or if you buy a custom knife, like with John, you're just already to the good steel. So... Yeah, most factory M4s should be like 63 to 64. That's pretty standard for M4. But yeah, factory edges are awful most of the time. Like there's been a few Spyderco knives I've gotten where I'm like, okay, yeah, these factory edges are all right, like they're decent. But I can always put a better edge and an edge that lasts longer. And a factory edge, that was actually pretty funny, John. The factory edge will always be the one that lasts the least amount. Like I've been talking to Gerald from Outpost 76, And he tells me all the time that after he does his first initial like 3 or 4 sharpenings and then he tests, once he gets to like 10 sharpenings, he's like, I feel like I need to retest it because the steel just feels so much better than it did the first time around testing. Like I was just barely talking to him earlier tonight, and we were talking about M390 and 20 CV, and he said he had a Hogue Deca he wanted to retest because it was just feeling so much better. Well, Chris, if you do want your sage reground, John's the guy to talk to. He's in the chat right now. You can go on his Instagram at BGM Knives and Metalworks. You're charging $60 now, right, John? I think it's $60 now for a regrind. I can show you some of his work if you'd like. Yeah, Sons of Liberty. Just find a cheap knife, sharpen the hell out of it, and then work on, and then get to your good knives. Just it's practice. It's all just practice. You just practice, 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 and you'll get there. You'll get there. Yeah, he does a good job. He does a really good job. His hollow grinds are really good. He threw a couple on some 80/20s. Speaking of, I might get that 3V 80/20, so you might be seeing a knife from me, John. You might be seeing some 80/20s I'll send your way. Yeah, when'd you get that Tormek in? When'd you get that Tormek in, John? Pretty recently? Three weeks ago? And you said you're still kind of getting used to it. Do they go faster or the variable speed? Yeah, from what I've seen, you've been you're still on that new batch, right? Okay, 1 speed. You're on that current batch, which I'm pretty excited about for my Junko. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I ordered a Junko from John, full flat grind and magna cut, and then I have one of his spades that I bought secondhand in magna cut. That's the older heat treat, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it. If I had to guess, it was just purely edge geometry. Some people have a hard time sharpening past a convex grind, especially like with like for example like Chris Reeves knives. People have a really hard time getting past that convex grind that they throw on there from the factory. You just got to work it. You know, you just got to keep working the steel. So Sons of Liberty, the best way to get rid of that stigma about your knives is just pick one knife and use it. Use it till you have to sharpen it a couple times, and then you pick another knife. You know, maybe start with something kind of cheaper, and then start working your way up in price point, and you'll get comfortable enough. I used to be pretty like kind of the same way, afraid to sharpen like my sprint runs and stuff. But now I'm like, let's regrind them. Let's get some crazy edges on there. And it's just because I got more comfortable using my knives. You know, that's just, you got to get more comfortable using your knives. Erica always from Not Your Average EDC, she always says, use your shit. 100%. Use your stuff. Just use it. Get it out there, and you'll find that you actually enjoy knives more. You'll find that you get excited to sharpen your knives, or that it's very therapeutic. And you know, if you like killing time, it's a great way to kill time. Like if I wasn't doing a live stream while I was sharpening, I'd probably have a video up. I'd have someone's video, you know, whether it's a video from Gerald, or I'll occasionally watch some of Erica's stuff. Let's see, who else do I watch history videos. I watch actually a lot of history videos. Recently, it's been North American archaeology. If you guys are interested in that stuff, I actually took a class. One of my college classes was Ancient Americas. And there was this channel that I found, and they focus specifically on Ancient America. So I was able to kind of brush up on everything I already learned. But stuff like that has always really interested me. If I wasn't doing a medical degree, I would probably do archaeology. Yeah, Auto Knives should have plenty of crossover. Oh yeah, the Launch 12. Let's see, Launch 12. Is that the one with the... No, the Launch 10 is the one with the hawk bill. Launch 12. Oh, that's the stiletto, right? The stiletto? The Launch 12 is that stiletto? I think they're going to do a Launch 8. Exclusive Blade HQ is with Alabama Damascus. I'm 2 years in. I didn't get my associates this semester, but I will next semester. I got to do Physics 112, OChem 2, and then I have to do, let's see, I think I'm at biochemistry now, or microbio. Yeah, that Launch 12 has actually kind of interested me with a 2.5-inch blade, because I really like my Launch 11 that I have. It's a perfect little blade. Launch 12. Okay, so it's the Launch 8 is the 2.5-inch version. Okay. I always kind of I never liked really big autos, but like smaller autos are kind of my jam. Like around a 3-inch blade, I'm right in there. A 3-inch blade is perfect for me. Like this, which is pretty, I think this is about a 3-inch blade too. On this guy, and I love it. First nursing got micro in the fall and maternal and peds. Yeah, I'm actually really excited for microbiome. I have a friend who is in all my classes. She's already been a nurse for like 10 years. Her name's Leanne. And she said she loved microbio. Like that was her favorite. And I think we're gonna end up having microbio. At least we're gonna have OChem together, but we might have microbio together too. So I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, are you doing your bachelor's in nursing, Chris? Because I know, or are you doing like nurse practitioner? I know nurse practitioner takes a little bit, but a lot of states are moving towards nurse practitioner. Being able to do more stuff. Dom, go further back in the video, and you'll see sharpening. I actually just finished up, but I'll show you the edge I was able to get on this guy. So I did a 800 grit Venev, which is about a 2000 grit edge. And then I stropped to 1 micron. So if you go further back in the video, first 45 minutes, you'll see sharpening. Dom. Right now, we're kind of just sitting here talking. So second associates and then working for masters for education. That's pretty good. Oh, son of Liberty. That happens to me all the time. You don't know how many times because I put the EDCI on my blades, and so I'll be doing the EDCI, and occasionally, most of the time it's after I've already sharpened the knife. I'll catch that edge perfectly, and I bleed like a sieve. That happens to me all the time. I wouldn't even feel stupid about that. It happens. Yeah. If you go towards the beginning, I just was kind of getting everything ready. Hey, you have a good night, Chris. You take care, all right? Yeah, you guys got any questions before I head out myself? Yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, I think I'll head out for the night. Thanks for joining, John, and chilling with us. I know you're a busy dude. Yeah, just another scar, right? Well, you guys can always go back and look at some more of the sharpening. The M4 sharpened beautifully. So if you guys are into that thing, I got about 40 minutes, probably 30 minutes of actual sharpening for you guys to look at. All right. Y'all take care. Thanks for watching. And as always, guys, stay sharp.